Well, hello people. I hope you can see the page that I have here. This is all about the verb ficar today. I'd just like to say thank you to you who have joined me right now. It was a little difficult to get this started, so I'm just gonna check out what's happening here, if I can see the live or not. So can maybe some people comment and let me know that you're seeing what I'm seeing here? Am I going live? Can you see me? Can you comment? Okay, well, I'm just going to go for it anyway. I'm presuming that you are seeing me. Okay, so I wanted to set up the comments so that you could join in the discussion, and then it took the whole thing away, so I had to start again. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to talk today about the verb ficar. The verb ficar is a very versatile verb, and it can be used in a number of ways. It can mean to stay, to become, to look, or to be. And it's an essential verb to learn. Now, the verb ficar is phonetically regular. This means that when we change the verb, it will change in the way sometimes that we write it, but not necessarily in the way that we say it. But the present tense is regular. So, ficar. Eu fico. Tu ficas. Ele fica. Nós ficamos. Eles ficam. Let's go through this again. Eu fico. Tu ficas. I'll highlight them as we go. Ele fica. Nós ficamos. Eles ficam. Now here I've just put it as to stay because it's easier just to give one translation rather than all of them. So let's see. In a sentence. Eu fico aqui e tu ficas aí. I stay here and you stay there. So here we're using it in the sense of to stay. And we're saying eu fico because we're using the I form of the verb. Eu fico. I stay. E tu ficas is using the tu form of the verb. Ela fica num hotel. She stays, or she is staying, in a hotel. We often use this verb in ways where it's not going to translate literally. So, to be. It can also translate as to be, especially when we're talking about the whereabouts of a building or a house or a shop. We can use ficar to ask where something is. So, for example, o banco fica na avenida. A minha casa fica no fundo da rua. So, what we have here is a different way of using the verb ficar. So instead of translating as stay, it's kind of translating as is. We could kind of justify this by saying the bank stays on the avenue, because it does. It's not going to go anywhere. Maybe. We hope not anyway. Not going to close down and take all our money. So, o banco fica na avenida. A minha casa fica no fundo da rua. Now, it can also mean to become. This is where it gets interesting because it's used like this a lot. I'm just going to flip over to the page and see how things are going here. Yeah, so I see that's still going on. I would like to be able to get comments going here, but I'm not sure how I can do that because I didn't choose it straight away. Hola, it's Martin here. Okay, hi Martin. Hi, how are you? So I don't know how many. Oh, you've got 4 viewers, all 4 of you. Thank you very much. I can see it's all working now. Thank you. Okay, so back to the lesson. So to become or to get. So this is normally talking about a transformation of some kind. So, for example, if we eat something, we can get sick from eating it. We can become sick. Yeah? So, ela fica doente quando come chocolates. Sorry, ele. Need new glasses. Ele fica doente quando come chocolates. He gets sick when he eats chocolates. So it's this one up here we're looking at, in case there was any confusion. So here we're not saying he is sick when he eats chocolates. We're saying he becomes sick. He gets sick, as we would say in English. Next one. Fico triste quando chove. Fico triste quando chove. I get sad when it rains. Or I become sad. So this transformation works like this. Before it's raining, I'm not sad. When it rains, I become sad. So we use this verb to state that something has changed. Next one. Ficamos cansados se andamos muito. We get tired if we walk a lot. So again, it's talking about not being tired and then becoming tired after a certain exercise or activity. So then we've got here, and I explain it in more detail here. So, ela ficou contente quando recebeu a prenda. She became happy when she received the present. So we're talking about receiving a present here. We often use this in the past. So when we're talking about a reaction caused by something that happened in the past, we'll use this verb in the past. Ficou. Ela ficou contente quando recebeu a prenda. So she became happy when she received the present. In English, we would just say she was happy when she received the present. But in the Portuguese way, it's showing that there was a definite transformation from just being to becoming. Are you following this? If I'm going too fast, just let me know and I will. Hi, Gillian. Any questions you have, let me know, okay? So I will go back to the... It's great this actually because I can see without you seeing what I'm seeing. So you're not seeing me looking at your comments. I hope anyway. So let's get back to that. So far, let's take a look at what we've seen. We're looking at the verb ficar, which means to stay. And we're learning that that's not the only thing that this verb means. We've conjugated the verb already. In other words, we've changed it to be used with each different person. I, you, he, she, etc. So let's go through it again. Eu fico. Repeat after me. Eu fico. Tu ficas. Ele fica. Nós ficamos. Eles ficam. Good. So then we showed that it can basically mean to stay. I stay here, you stay there. Eu fico aqui. Tu ficas aí. Ela fica num hotel. She stays or she is staying in a hotel. So often it won't translate literally, to be. It can also mean to be in the sense of the whereabouts of buildings, shops, anything else that we're looking for, places, towns. O banco fica na avenida. The bank is on the avenue. A minha casa fica no fundo da rua. My house is at the end of the road or the bottom of the road. Can also mean to become. It shows when the transformation has taken place. Ela fica doente quando come chocolates. Ela, I said Ela again. I can't read my own writing. Ele fica doente quando come chocolates. He gets sick when he eats chocolates. Fico triste quando chove. I get sad when it rains. Ficamos cansados se andamos muito. We get tired if we walk a lot. And finally, ela ficou contente quando recebeu a prenda. She became happy when she received the present. Good, so are you all following up to now? I see there's a few more comments there. Thank you, Martin. I try to explain well. So, let's get back again. I can see there are 5 of you there, only few are commenting. So I'm either doing it very well or you just don't have questions. Okay, to belong. So it's also when you say, like, in English, you might say to somebody, oh, where does this key go? Yeah. Or where does this box go? Which, when you think about it, is a very strange thing to say. I suppose when foreign people are learning English, that must sound quite strange. Where does this box go? It doesn't go anywhere unless you put it somewhere on its own, you know. So when we want to say something similar in Portuguese, we will use the verb ficar. So a chave fica na porta. So the key belongs in the door, or it stays in the door. It's kind of the same thing. So there's kind of a crossover there between the two, like stays and belongs. Estes livros ficam naquela estante. These books belong on that bookshelf. Now here, yeah, we can see that in English we would say belong or go. These books go on that bookshelf. These books belong on that bookshelf. So you can see that this verb covers a lot of different kinds of conversation. It's almost like we can do away with all of the verbs and just use this one. No, we can't. Anyway, to look good or bad. So again, another expression here. So this is very idiomatic. And what idiomatic means is when you translate something literally, it's not going to make much sense. So let me just check on you guys, see if I'm making much sense. Hi, Jill, how are you? Yes, I was having trouble setting up this. I had some problems with my computer beforehand, but here we are, ready to go. Nice to see you, Jill. So let's get back to the details. So, to look good or bad. Esse vestido fica-te bem. Okay. Esse vestido fica-te bem. That dress suits you or stays you well. I like to translate it as stays you well because I think it's quite funny. So that dress suits you. Essa blusa fica-lhe bem. That blouse suits you. Formal. Now this is the formal, so this would be the você form. Now there's a kind of debate whether você is formal or whether it's informal. And whether ficar, whether tu is informal or familiar. So I have actually read that it's familiar with an R, and that the você is actually informal. But it depends what you read and who you listen to. So don't listen to me, look up for yourself. A cozinha fica muito bem assim. So the kitchen looks really good like this. A cozinha fica muito bem assim. Esta planta não fica bem aqui. Esta planta não fica bem aqui. This plant doesn't look good here. So here we are really talking about something that is looking good, something that stays well. But this is what we use. So imagine that you've just decorated your kitchen and then somebody comes in and they say, a cozinha fica muito bem assim. The kitchen looks really good like this. And then we've got turn out well. Okay. O quadro ficou bem. O quadro ficou bem. The painting turned out well. So again, we've got a different use for this verb, which I find that verbs like this are excellent to learn because there are so many different ways you're going to use them. And not only that, but you're going to hear this verb so many times and you might not understand the context. So by learning this, you're learning the context that you're actually going to hear and see this verb in. So o quadro ficou bem. The painting turned out well. Apparently the soup didn't turn out as well. So a sopa não ficou muito bem. Não pus sal. So the soup didn't turn out well. I didn't put any salt in it. I've done that a few times. Let's see if you've got any questions. It's getting a bit chilly. I'm not speaking English. Oh, sorry. So qual é a sua língua? So we have somebody here that doesn't speak English. So I'll have to find out what their native tongue is. Not that I'm going to learn their native tongue by next week, but I might try. Sorry, I didn't put a question mark on that. 4 viewers, 7 comments. So next. No, not that one. So to turn out well, o quadro ficou bem. The painting turned out well. A sopa não ficou muito bem. Não pus sal. I didn't put any salt. So that is basically the verb ficar and all the different uses we can have for it. So it doesn't just mean to stay. It's not quite that simple. There are a few verbs that will sometimes have these different ways of changing. Well, not changing, but they will have these different uses. And they will be used in different expressions. So, now if we use, okay, the verb ir, what does it mean? Does anybody know? It means to go. Okay, should have put it here actually. The verb ir means to go. To go. Eu vou means I go. Tu vais, you go. Ele vai. I forgot the go, didn't I? Ele vai, he goes. Or she goes, or the você, you go. Nós vamos. It's actually vamos, not vamos. I know a lot of people will pronounce it vamos, but it's actually vamos. We go. And eles vão. They go. Now this verb is a very, very important verb. Why is it important? Well, it's important because we use it a lot. I go here, you go there, he goes here, they go there. And it's also important because we have other uses for it. So let's go through this verb. Eu vou. Tu vais. Ele vai. Nós vamos. Eles vão. Okay. Now we know that ele vai and ela vai is going to be the same. And você vai is also the same. And that means you go. But that is we'll call it the formal for argument's sake. Nós vamos. Eles vão. Now, eles vão means they go. Now, that would be all male or a mixed group of male and female. And some people say, oh, well, you know, a mixed group, it all goes to masculine. But we have an elas vão just for elas. No men allowed. Elas vão, they go. The ladies, or the girls, yeah. So, I should stop saying so, I say it an awful lot. Elas vão, they go. And then we've got vocês vão, which means you all go, or you guys go. Now we can use the vocês when we're addressing people using tu, and we can also use it when we're addressing people as você. It's the same for both, vocês. So the reason why I'm teaching you this is because if we use the verb ir plus an infinitive, we can make some future tenses. So what is an infinitive? An infinitive is the verb before we use it, before we conjugate it, before we designate it, if you like, it's a different, before we assign it to each person. So once we've conjugated it, it's eu vou, tu vais, etc. But before that, it's the verb ir, to go. So with ir, an infinitive, we can create future tenses. So for example, vou comer, and that would translate as I am going to eat. But it's very simple. It's just I go eat, but it's still a future tense. We can still use it as a future tense. So here are some future tenses using the verb ir plus ficar. Ela vai ficar em casa. She is going to stay at home. Vou ficar doente. I'm going to get ill, or I am getting ill. Eles vão ficar num hotel grande na praia. They are going to stay in the big hotel on the beach. Vai ficar tudo bem. Vai ficar tudo bem. Everything is going to be okay. Bob Marley there. Okay, let me pop in and see how you guys are doing. I was expecting more people to come to the to look. Oh, I've got 9 people now. Thank you. Some of you started a little late, but that's okay. I'm just seeing if there's any more comments. Ah, français, s'il vous plaît. Je ne parle pas français. Okay, so you've heard the verb Jill used a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of different meanings. How do you know how to use the verb instead of other verbs? Is there an easy way? Well, if you stick to the basic rules that I've showed you today, you will get to grips with it. So if you look at the phrases that we've done today, so let's take a quick look at those phrases again. So ficar, in a general sense, means to stay, but we can use it in different ways. This is in a general sense. Eu fico aqui e tu ficas aí. I stay here and you stay there. So we can say to somebody, ela fica em casa. Ela fica em casa. She stays at home. So she's not going anywhere. So that would be the same as we would use it in English, exactly the same. She stays at home. Now, the other expressions, it doesn't matter. So with to be, you can say o banco fica na avenida or o banco é na avenida. You can use either. A minha casa fica no fundo da rua or a minha casa é no fundo da rua. It's okay. But you can use it in the same sense that you're looking to explain to somebody where something is. So like fica lá embaixo. Fica lá embaixo. That's good to say to somebody if you don't know where something is. Just pretend you do. I'm only joking. No, don't. It's down there. Ay, ay, ay. It's down there. Fica lá embaixo. So it's down there. To become. So generally you will use this when you're talking about to become. So this is one of the rules. You have to use this. Ela fica doente. Because you couldn't say ela está doente quando come chocolates. Because it's not the same. We're talking here about a change. So it's kind of essential that you use this verb here. Eu fico triste quando chove. So we could add any end in here. We could say eu fico triste quando não tenho chocolates. I'm sad when I don't have chocolates. I get sad. You could say, I suppose, estou triste. But ficar it kind of explains that there's some kind of emotional change, if you like. And this is what all this is about here. It's about changing, to become, to feel something else. And it's appropriate to use it in this sense. To belong, yes, we would use this. A chave fica na porta. Estes livros ficam naquela estante. So we would use that. It belongs over there. To look good or bad, yes. This is an idiomatic expression used in ficar, but this is the one we use to say exactly this. Esse vestido fica-te bem. Essa blusa fica-lhe bem. This is what we say. A cozinha fica muito bem assim. You could also say a cozinha está muito bem assim. A planta não está bem aqui. You could also say that, but that would imply something else. So if we say a planta não está bem aqui, it could mean maybe that's going to come to some harm. Whereas if we say não fica bem, it just doesn't look good there, aesthetically, if you like. To turn out well, yeah, o quadro ficou bem. Because if you say o quadro esteve bem, it doesn't make sense. So we use ficar. O quadro saiu bem. We can also use the verb sair here, but for the moment, let's stick to ficar. Okay, so let me get back to your questions. Glad to see a few of you have joined. I see there's a few more here still. Qual é a sua língua? É francês? Yeah. Any more questions? No more questions? So if anybody has any more questions, you can ask them now. So I'm going to go back to the sheet and I'm going to go to the end again. We were doing the future tense with the verb ficar. So if you have any questions, ask them now, or we will call it time, I think. I got off to a bit of a tricky start. If anybody would like me to explain anything again, because you joined later, can you please state so in the messages? So far, nobody is saying anything. And I still have 8 viewers. I'm wondering if sometimes this is on a bit of a lag and people are not getting it also in real time. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. And I would just like to say, keep your eye out in the group for new things. What I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be doing a series of new things. I'm going to be sending emails out to people who receive the newsletter because I have a bunch of new activities. So on Mondays, it's going to be Verb Day. Monday is going to be verb day. So on Mondays, if you're on our mailing list, you will receive an email about a particular verb of that day. Tuesdays are going to be dictation day. Dictation day is fun. So dictation day, what is dictation day? I should change Tuesdays, yeah, that's dictation day. I will either send you a video or an audio file with a dictation, and you have to write out the dictation in Portuguese and obviously then translate it for yourself. And then the following Tuesday, you will get the written transcribe of that dictation and a new dictation the following Tuesday. So Wednesday is going to be live night. Live night. So this is either going to be on Facebook or on YouTube. When I start getting YouTube together, well, I'm going to start doing them on YouTube too. Thursday is going to be story day. So story day is going to involve a story, which I will tell myself from some experiences I've had, some experiences other people have had, things I've read. And I will be telling a very short story in Portuguese, similar to how I'm doing now. It will all be on the screen and I'll go through it as we go, each line at a time afterwards. And that should be fun. That's going to be in video form, and you will receive those on Thursday. And on Friday, it is going to be grammar day. Yeah, I don't think people are going to like that day too much. So on Friday, you're going to receive some grammar. Now, if you have any questions, you can send an email to me. The email is on the page. Or if you want to subscribe to the emailing list, you can also send me an email to subscribe. And if you have any suggestions as to other subjects I could do, I'm also open for suggestions. So if you've got any subjects you'd like to see covered, you can let me know too via email. So the email is Portuguese in 6 weeks gmail.com. So that is the email. So if you have any questions, you can either write them in the comments below, or you can send a message or you can write an email. Okay, so let me just check in on you all, see how you're doing. Have a comment there. Any plans for virtual 6-week classes or only in person, simply because I'm an American? Hi, Anthony, how's it going? Virtual 6-week classes, now that is an idea. I have thought of this and I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. I could always use Zoom. Not Zoom, sorry, Google Meets. Google Meets is excellent, and I think for 6 people it would work. So if you can get another few people together, Anthony, or maybe you can suggest it in one of the groups that we're in, one of my groups or on one of the pages, and maybe other people can get involved with that and we could try it out to see, because it's a good idea. I don't like Zoom particularly, but Google Meets is very good. Okay, Gillian, thank you. I'm glad you liked that. I hope you've subscribed to the email, the newsletter. If you haven't, just send an email and I will sign you up. Martin, good. I'm glad you liked it. And I don't know if you're getting the newsletter, Martin, already, but if you're not, be sure to sign up. Send me a message and let me know, okay? So I think I'm going to call it a day, people, and I will be with you next time. I can't change any aspect of here now, no. So I will see you next time, same format, and this video I'm probably going to edit a little, but I'm going to leave it as is for the time being so that people can see what we did. So until next week, keep your eye open in your mailboxes. Check spam, because sometimes it goes there, and you will be receiving some news. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time. Thank you.